This is your spiritual connection, ourplanetlife.org, broadcasting from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. This is your spiritual connection, ourplanetlife.org, broadcasting from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome to DFW Business Hour on ourplanetlife.org. It's an outreach program of Webb Chapel Church of Christ, and we do thank you so much for joining us today. Today we have Jim Pratt of Auto Resources. Jim, welcome to DFW Business Hour.
Thank you, Art. It's a pleasure to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity to visit with you about Auto Resources of Texas and what we do for our clients. For many years, I've watched people be so unhappy about shopping for a car. And in fact, I don't know anyone that enjoys shopping for a car.
I know I don't.
But we provide a service that we locate the car for you. We help you with the negotiation of the price and then we're happy to obviously research 20 different dealerships throughout the North Texas area.
I've got a little commercial here. It says, tired of car shopping scene, tired of the car shopping scene? We do the shopping for you. Take the worry out of car shopping, both new and pre-owned. You're one stop for all automotive needs. No hassle, no pressure, no frustration.
Yes, sir.
I like that.
That's what we try to do, and it's been a real pleasure to work with people. They'll email me or they'll call and tell me the description of the vehicle they would like. I locate them, and then I put them in touch with or take them to the dealership. You know.
Jim, how long have you been in business as far as the Auto Resources of Texas?
We've only been doing the Auto Resources for a few months now, but we've been in the car business now for several months. And
so you're pretty well covered as far as knowledge as...
No expert in anything, but we've learned a lot about the car business in the last few months, and we've made some great contacts. We have several good dealerships that love working with people who don't like to negotiate.
I got a question for you. Should I buy or lease a vehicle?
That's a good question. In fact, we're asked that question quite often, and it depends. I can tell you what I've been told by several experts. One is, if you normally keep a car for several years, it's good to just go ahead and purchase the car. Now, CPAs have a variety of different opinions there, and so each person would need to visit with their CPA about his opinion, what he recommends for them. If you don't keep a car but say 2 years, the normal recommendation is you lease the car, and the lease payment are usually less than a car payment if you purchased.
I see. Well, another question, do I want power or good gas mileage?
That's another good question. With the price of today's gas, there are still some people who like the Hemi, the large engines, and like the power and the speed, but most of us are in a situation in today's society that we prefer a car with good gas mileage, and fortunately most manufacturers are designing cars that can get up to 30 and 35, and some of them even 40 miles a gallon.
Which car or model would you suggest for good gas mileage?
Well, obviously the best gas mileage is with the 4-cylinder vehicle.
I see.
The 4-cylinder is a small, and they come in smaller cars. So if you don't have a need for a large vehicle and you want good gas mileage, then find a vehicle that does have a 4-cylinder engine, automatic transmission, and that usually gets the best gas mileage.
Does it have power?
It has pretty good power. It's amazing how much. The next size would be to go to the V6 engine. V6 then still has good gas mileage in the 20s, but it does have plenty of power.
I see. Also, do you have bilingual people that speak Spanish?
Yes, sir, we do. In fact, each location that we work with, each dealership we work with, they all have bilingual salespeople, and we use them quite frequently.
Okay, next question. What make and model should I choose?
That's a good question too. Depends what you want to do. If you have a large family, if you enjoy hauling things, an SUV is very popular. In fact, it's estimated that probably 40% of the vehicles out here now are SUVs of one size or another. But if you're only two of you, then you may want a smaller car with more economy. Of course, we have access to small vehicles, medium-sized vehicles, SUVs, as well as trucks.
Next question. What color and accessories do I want?
Well, those are individual decisions that a person would have to make. We have a good selection. The most common color, they say, is white.
White.
And white is everywhere, as you can tell. And but as far as the colors, if a person doesn't know what they want for sure, then I take them to a dealership and we look at the variety of colors and help them make that decision.
Oh, good. Next question. What color and accessories do I want?
Well, many people today like all the gadgets, the navigation, the power roof, sunroof. Of course, most of them today come with automatic doors, locks, and power steering, and stereos. But there are a lot of additions you can put on a vehicle, like leather instead of cloth, and so forth. And that's another item that we just take a look, and obviously the more add-ons you have, the higher the price.
Yeah. Also, next question: should I buy a new or pre-owned vehicle?
The new cars today have such a good rebate. Many times it's cheaper to buy a new car with full warranty than it is to buy a year or even a 2-year-old car, because the rebate on the car many times rings the price about what you could find a year-old car for.
Next question: should I buy a warranty for a pre-owned vehicle?
If you are going to keep the car for a while, yes, we recommend the warranties, and all dealerships have those warranties available. In fact, our company represents about 25 lenders. Many of our clients have their own banking facility, but if they don't, then we have lenders available for them, and we recommend that you have a warranty. Now, many of the cars we sell today they do have warranties on them, particularly if they're a year or two old. They still are in warranty, and I always recommend a certified car because it has roadside assistance and so forth. So we recommend a certified car. Many times people don't want to pay the price for certified, which is full warranty. So we do have warranties available that can add on.
So should I buy a warranty for a pre-owned vehicle?
Recommend it, certainly do, because if you're going to keep it for a while, get a warranty on it, because the older the car, the more mileage, the more apt you are to have a problem.
Next question, Jim. Should I buy from an individual or a dealer?
Well, that's a very good question. Many people feel like when they're ready to sell a car that they get a better price by running their own ad and selling it than they do taking it to a dealer. So therefore, a lot of individuals do market their cars on the internet as well as in the newspaper. But with an individual, you aren't going to get the warranty as a rule. Now, many times they are transferred, warranties are transferable, but usually the cars that are sold by individuals are out of warranty with a lot of miles and so forth. So we recommend you do a dealership and that you buy a warranty from the dealer.
Okay, should I buy from a dealer who has a good service department?
Definitely so. Many people today have a mechanic they've had for many years to service all of their needs. At the same time, each dealership has their own repair service, body work, and so forth. And we recommend that you let us put you in touch with a dealership that will not only sell the car to you, but will service you at a good, reasonable price, and all the needs you have in the future.
Okay. I also have another question for you. Should I pay cash for a vehicle, or do I get a better price?
Many times cash does talk, obviously, and like in everything else, most dealers will give you their bottom line when you pay cash. If you're buying from an individual, of course they like cash. They don't want to finance. So we definitely recommend that that you do pay cash if you can, because you do get a better price. If you want to finance it, again, we have over 25 lenders available, and depends on the credit as to the rate you get. Depends on the age of the car, the miles on the car, as to the rate you get.
Jim, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the contact number? Do you have a website?
We're developing the website now. We do have, of course, our email address is Jim Pratt, and we're at Auto Resources 1, the initial letter 1, or the number 1, excuse me, Auto Resources 1 at Verizon.net. Business number 972-418-2091, and my cell, feel free to call me anytime, is 214-542-3636.
Do you provide good customer service for your customers?
Anyone that I assist or help to locate a vehicle can call me anytime. If they have a problem with it, you know, again, if it is out of warranty, there's not a lot I can do except refer you to some businesses that do repair and do repair reasonable that we can trust, and we're happy to do that.
Okay, I have another question. Should I pay cash for a vehicle? Do I get a better price?
Yes, we discussed that just a moment ago, and that the cash for a vehicle usually gets you a better price, definitely does. And as far as locating an individual, many times cash does really talk if you want to purchase. Sometimes you have a person you know, a neighbor or a friend or a family member, and you want to buy the car from them, but you're just not sure. We recommend that regardless if it's a dealer or an individual, that you take the car to a shop and have it checked out thoroughly. And it'll cost you $45, $50, sometimes a little more, but it's well worth it to find out if that car does have any issues.
Oh yeah, because I hate to buy a car and it has all kinds of issues down the road.
Sure.
Should I ask my bank or credit union to finance or use the dealership?
If you have a good relation with your bank, then they will give you a good rate. You don't get as good a rate on a pre-owned vehicle as you do a new one, of course. Banks are not historically the best source for financing used vehicles, pre-owned vehicles. Credit unions are very good, and we recommend credit unions, and we have several that are available for us. But if you don't have the source, a credit union or a bank yourself, we do have those 25 finance organizations that do financing. Again, the rate is based on your credit, the age of the vehicle, and so forth.
Good, good. Also, I have another question for you. What are the advantages of an SUV or a sedan?
That's a great question. Again, you know, the market, if you look on the street out here, it is 30 to 40% of the vehicles you see are SUVs of one size or another. The SUVs have a great reputation, good service as far as room for large families, children, hauling things, you know, and they do set up higher. A lot of people like to set up where they can see over the traffic and anticipate lane changes and so forth. The gas mileage on an SUV is less than those of a sedan. Of course, the sedan is lower to the ground. It's a little easier to get in and out of as a rule, but as far as the sedan itself, if you have a small family, the sedan is still one of the best, most popular ways to go.
Great. I have another question. Where can I get the best deal on auto repairs?
That's another good question, and that's something that we all need to know.
Yes, because it's very expensive.
Most of the dealerships we have, of course, have good repair service and a good reputation. And if you go to a shade tree mechanic, as the term they use, shade tree mechanic, guy working out of his yard, many times he doesn't back up his work, or he doesn't, take care of you if you have an issue with the repairs that he did. But if you take it to a authorized dealer, they have a reputation at stake, and they do a good service. If for some reason you continue to have a problem with that same repair they did, they will continue to repair it until it is right. We do have some independent shops that we recommend, not just auto repair, but auto body shops as well, that are not related to a dealership. So it depends what the client would like, and we're happy to help in that way.
Jim, I was going to ask you, later down the road when you get your website up and running, are you going to have all this information for future clients?
Yes, thank you. We will have a nice website. It's under construction now, and it'll outline the purpose, the objective of Auto Resources. We are a consulting firm. We locate cars for you. We negotiate prices for you. We do all of the work that you don't like to do for you. And this is at no cost to you as a client. The dealership pays us a fee, even after we negotiate to near wholesale price for you. In fact, a lot of the cars that we work with in the new dealerships, they're invoiced with plus any add-ons you may have. So we can negotiate very good prices, and we're delighted to address any issues or any questions you might have. Don't hesitate. If you're not ready to buy, that's okay. You can still call me, and I'll help you any way I can.
Great, Jim. I have another question. Where is the best place for body work and detailing?
Well, very good question as well. And most all dealerships have their own body shop. They also have their own repair service. But there are some independent body shops that have a good reputation, and we're delighted to have some connections there. We make nothing off of that. We just we refer it to you as a courtesy to our clients. And detailing, I've got several people in the North Dallas area that specialize in detailing. They detail for dealerships, they detail for individuals, and good prices, good service.
Great. Another question here, what type of insurance is best for my vehicle? We had last week Manny Villarreal with this DFW, and he addressed that situation. So what do you recommend?
Manny did a good job. I enjoyed watching the video there, and my background was in insurance for many years as well. And if you finance a car, you have to have full coverage. It's required. Yeah. Full coverage. And full coverage, of course, it depends on they have different levels and based on your need and what the lender or financing company requires. We have several people that have an older vehicle. It's paid off. There is no lien against it. And they ask what their options are. Two options. One is to, of course, have full coverage, which would repair your own car in the event of an accident, whether it's your fault or not. The other is, if you have an accident, then you don't want to worry about your car, take liability only, and that reduces the price tremendously, but it only repairs the other people's car and not your own. So you have a choice of liability, which pays others and not your own, or full coverage, which pays for both sides.
Both sides. Okay, one more question. Should I worry about high miles, and is a Carfax report a good idea?
That is great. We recommend a Carfax on any pre-owned car you might purchase. And if you can't get a Carfax on it, then you really are at risk for some issues with that vehicle that you don't know about. And that's part of the problem in buying many times from an individual, is you don't always get a Carfax. And but we recommend, in fact, all the dealers we work with provide Carfaxes to you as the client. A Carfax, for those that may not know, is the history of all the repairs and all the services on that vehicle. It's all computer generated. When you take a car in for repair or for service, it's logged in based on the VIN number of that vehicle. So a Carfax will give you a total history of that vehicle from purchased to how many owners they've had, how many repairs they've had over the years, and so forth.
So when you go buy a used car, ask, show me the Carfax, right, Jim?
Absolutely. Always ask for Carfax, yeah.
Well, Jim, we thank you so much for coming by DFW Business Hour. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And once again, if people need to get a hold of Jim Pratt with Auto Resources, what is the number that they need to call, or where do they need to go?
Thank you, Art, for the pleasure of being here. I appreciate it. And the number is 972-418-2091, or my cell, 214-542-3636. And we'll have our website up soon, and we'll be able to promote that to you as well.
Well, this concludes the DFW Business Hour for today. We do thank you for joining us, and be sure to check it out later on ourplanetlive.org on demand. See you next time.